In this video, you and I are going to be looking at some really awesome Town Hall 9 hits made by yours truly. And we're getting started right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Nemo. Welcome to another video. Today, you and I are going to be looking at Captain's Log Day 3. In this one, I'm going to be on my Town Hall 9 account, Sergeant Nemo. As you notice, I'm in wars with my 9s, 11s, 12s. I have many different accounts. Today, we're looking at Town Hall 9. We're going to look at the previous war and both of my Town Hall 9 hits that I made in that one. And as you can see, we do not waste any time in the Scrappy Wizards. The next war already started 6 minutes in, but let me get back to my hits. So this past war, I had 2 Town Hall 9 targets. And I took a look, and honestly, both of the bases screamed witches to me. And I know, most of the time nowadays anyway, in Town Hall 9 meta, most of the time you can run witches and be pretty successful with it. In fact, in my opinion, actually a good Town Hall 9 player will be able to probably get 90+% hit rates if running witches. But in this case, it's easy to see that witches are actually going to work. Not only that, I wanted to run stoned witch attacks, and that's where I run 3 golems in the front and a whole bunch of witches and wizards behind. Right, the whole idea is to get the golems to tank all the way through as the witches take the skellies, make them, and just crush the base. And of course, the idea is there, you have to make sure that you run 2 jumps, right, to get the golems to kind of walk through the base. And of course, the key to that attack, in my opinion anyway, is a centered clan castle and making sure that I can get both of the X-bows with my golems, that they can lock onto my golems and I can keep going and pushing through. And that's kind of the way this attack works. It's a little slow developing, maybe, in my opinion, but as long as you can create a nice funnel, you can run your 3 golems. That's the stone part of the attack, right? One on one side, one on the other, one down the middle. And then you have your skeletons and your wizards behind. The key here is to make sure that you funnel your heroes and your clan castle bowlers into the center of the base. So what you might want to do, you might want to start your witches and your golems on the sides kind of first to make sure that you funnel your main center in, and then make sure that you can hook your bowlers and your heroes onto the center buildings behind the center golem, and then use your jumps to push them through. A first jump in, the second jump somewhere in halfway through the base, and making sure that you, if you can, to give access to both of the X-bows with those jumps. So the golems can just keep going, and then the witches can just keep spawning skeletons with the wizards behind, and really just crushes every base, as you can see. In my opinion, this attack right here is one of the most consistent ways that you can 3-star at Town Hall 9. I know everyone's gonna say there's Lalo, the Queen Walk Lava Loons, the Queen Charge, just regular Lava Loon. I love those attacks, they're great. But what I mean by that is that this attack right here is very versatile. It works on, I'd say, 90% of the bases. As long as you can follow those key points I discussed earlier, and again, I'll talk about them right here in this attack. As long as you can do that, you can consistently 3-star, I'd say 90% plus of any kind of bases that you're gonna face. Not only that, this attack right here is not max hero dependent. You do not need max heroes in order to 3-star with this attack. You have the golems in the front, they're doing most of the tanking, so your heroes are pretty safe. There is no kind of, queen walks or queen charges, you're not dependent on that. So this attack, like I said, is very consistent across all levels at Town Hall 9, and that's why I like using it. So let's go over some of the things that you have to watch out for when you're running this attack. First and foremost, you have 3 golems in the front. You want to make sure that all 3 of those golems are taking the damage. You do not want to lose a witch, a wizard, or anything like that. So make sure that you plan your entry very well. Take a look at the defenses, look at how much range they have, and make sure that when you deploy your witches and your wizards, that they don't get picked off for no reason. Golems are there to start tanking, not for any other reason, so you want the golems to hit the fire first. Next, you want to establish a funnel. You want most, if not all, of your troops to go into the center of the base. Now, why? because well, I mean, obviously it's base dependent, but in this case and in most other cases, right, you want the golems to do the tanking. So whether the 2 golems on the sides go down the side and protect the side witches and the wizard funnels, or they go inside with a center golem, either way, you want to make sure that you create a funnel and those golems are in the front. Now, why are you creating a funnel? Because the idea here is that you're going to have at least 1 golem, the CC bowlers, your heroes, and a few witches and wizards to go into the center of the base, right? If they don't, this attack fails. You want to make sure that you get at least those into the center of the base. As you can see in here, that's what I'm doing, establishing a funnel, making sure that the witches are behind, golems are tanking in the front, then I'm going to use a jump to make sure that I attract them in, and then a second jump to give access to the center of the base. You either want to make sure that you give access to the second X-bow, or you want to make sure that you give access to the troops like the queen, or maybe the witches, to get rid of the X-bow via their range. Either way, you want to make sure that you get both of the X-bows down, because they will kill your witches. If you can successfully do that, the rest of the attack is really easy. You just rage and heal right inside, and that's about it. So that's how you run a successful Town Hall 9 Stoned Witch attack that I use very often in my warheads, as you saw right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely hope you learned something today. I hope this attack serves you well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to check out this video right here. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.